My name's Amanda, and if you don't know me, I am the owner of Dash 10 Works. I primarily make boxes, but I make boxes usually for larger companies. Things like seating kits, which are basically just influencer kits that companies send to influencers. So I've worked for Nike, the NFL, Meta. Right now I'm working on the Air Force Academy boxes for their graduates. So while I make other stuff, boxes are primarily my thing. I don't know, it just kind of worked out that way. So here's the thing. After years and years of just kind of being a box maker, I decided that I wanted to do something different. I wanted something that could make more money, but also more importantly, something that was bigger than myself, if that makes any sense to you. Probably not. But let me explain. Hear me out. Last year I was going through kind of a hard time. This year a little bit too. But I gave up a large warehouse where I was working to move back into my shop in my home. It probably won't make a lot of sense to you, but home is where I feel most comfortable. And it really kind of got to me that the only reason I didn't stick it out somewhere else was because mentally it was taking a lot out of me. I found myself always wanting to be home, wanting to be around my cats, wanting to be around my dogs, wanting to be able to take my breaks in my recliner. But I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me feel like a failure. Between that, my mom getting sick, my favorite cat died, it was terrible, and I was feeling really bad. So I started doing this thing that I saw online one day where you just remind yourself how good you are, how great you are, why you're here. And at first, I honestly thought it was bull. I don't know why I started trying it even, because I was so skeptical that it would not work, that even while I was looking in the mirror and giving myself affirmations, I was like, this is stupid, right? But eventually, weirdly enough, it did start to work. And I started feeling happier throughout my day. And I started waking up and feeling more of a sense of purpose. Here's where my idea came in. Because I'm primarily a box maker, I thought, how could I incorporate what I've learned with these daily affirmations with what I do? And here's what I came up with. So the brand itself is called Pocket Lore. And basically the first thing I came up with are these tiny tiles with either affirmations for some of them, but also things to deal with grief, things to deal with love, any kind of strong emotion we have. This is from the grief box. And I've actually changed it a bit since I started with these to add little characters on them and symbols and a border. But just to give you an idea. So they're tiny tiles that you can hold, you can put in your pocket, you can go to, you can look at when you're having a hard time. They're also a really great gift for someone who is grieving or someone who could use a little positivity in their life. So that's where the idea started, and it just kind of grew from there. So the initial idea was just the tile with the affirmations on them. And then I realized, let's do like custom boxes where people can personalize it. And that way when you give it as a gift, it's got a name, or like for the grief box, you can put in memory of, and really make these keepsakes that people can pass down. And that was the beginning. Then I started expanding into things like magnets and necklaces and keychains, all sorts of stuff. But the point is, that was my initial idea. So here's what I think this YouTube channel should be about. Starting a brand from the ground up with a limited budget. Because again, I don't want to take money out of my main business to put in my new business. And I definitely don't want to take money out of my home bills to put into a new business. Keep in mind that I do have all these really nice woodworking tools because I'm already a woodworker. I am set up there. I can't help that. I know if anybody watches this, they're going to be like, but you have, yeah, I have the stuff to make it. That's true. So I don't really have that kind of startup issue in regards to money. When it comes to advertising, getting into stores, getting the brand name out there, I'm starting from scratch. And I think this could be a really fun journey because we're going to look at Pinterest ads, Facebook advertising, Instagram marketing. We're going to look at social media without having to pay for it or boost content and see how well that does. We're going to look at things like production costs, getting into stores, maybe eventually even manufacturing. I want to see what it's like to start a brand, not just a business, but a brand from the ground up. And I would like you to follow me on this journey. So hit that follow button. Like, subscribe, and I promise it'll get more interesting as we go because I'll show you step by step what I'm doing and how we're going to pull this off.